Hi everyone, and welcome back to iTechieTeach. This tutorial is going to take you on a really quick walkthrough what you can do with the digital teacher planner. So the digital teacher planner, when you purchase it, it does come with the planner itself and it has the teacher widgets. So these teacher widgets, what you get, you have 6 different pages. There are a few stickers in here as well with the label and reminder section, and we're going to go through each page right now. So for the student conference section, if I zoom in a bit here, you do have these different color schemes to choose from. So just kind of depending on what you want to use, which one you got, but you do have all 4. So if you're feeling a bit more like a different color one day, you can always go ahead and use that. And if we either use the tabs themselves, right, they are all hyperlinked, and I can click on any of them and they will take me to whatever section I want. If I click on the center here, it takes me back to the home page or to the front cover. If I click on that, it's going to open it up to that very first student conference section again. So my student conference section, of course, has all these different options to document the reason, what are the goals, the comments from the students, what was the outcome of it, and of course date, time, and the method of the conference. Usually those will be more personal, but you know, if it's virtual, especially right now with all this distance learning we have going on, you have that as well. So we have a parent contact log, which is pretty similar, and I'm going to show you how to use these in a moment as well. And we've got some PLC meeting pages as well, just a couple different color scheme. You have a lesson plan template. We have some basic paper here, and I know it might be a little hard to see here, but you do have some dotted paper, we have lined, and of course we have graphing paper, and just a couple little widgets here for you as well. And then this whole page are just some basic teacher labels, little reminders, little messages, stuff like that, where you can put little page numbers if you want to. So you have just a couple different options here. And I'm going to take you through how to use those right now. So of course there was a separate tutorial on the actual, the main DigiPlanner for that basic one, and how to use the DigiPlanner and the sticker and widget book. So if you also got the sticker and widget book along with this, because this comes with it, but it doesn't have all the other stickers that come readily available with that Digi sticker and widget book. It does come with all of these except for the page little tabs in that regular Digi sticker and widget book, but you also get them here accompanied with the actual teacher planner as well. So let's start off with the pages itself. So if I go into the planner, everything is exactly the same, just like the other one where I open it up. I have all of my months. They have the same layout, right? I can get to all these things the exact same way. I have all of my monthly to-dos, my meals and wellness, my budget, the meeting section, and of course they have a brainstorming tab here as well for every single month. But these widgets, where they come into play, are these notebook tabs right here. These sections, or this paper right here, is completely blank, and you have the option to go to your teacher widgets and decide, well, that first tab, I want that first tab to be my lesson planning section. So I'm going to go ahead and copy. So I've copied it and I want to paste, and I'm going to enlarge this to have it fit the entire length of the paper. And it is set up so that once you do paste it over here, you just make it a little, large. It should fit perfectly in your entire page where you could still see the tabs and everything. And on these, you do have an area for page numbers. So remember that you can make as many pages as you want to with this. So the easiest way to do that, simply, like, you have your page selected that you want to make a copy of, because of course we're not going to make one lesson plan for the entire year as teachers, right? We're going to need one by week at the very least, and maybe we need to use this to make a daily one for whatever reason. So you can always just come over here and let's say, okay, this is my page 1. This is my page 1. I'm going to come over here to these little boxes, and then this, you can see this page right here is highlighted in blue surrounding it. So if I click on that arrow and click duplicate, it's going to make a duplicate for me. And now I'm still on my very first page when I tap out of it or click close. If I swipe, it's going to take me to that second one. And notice I'm still in that first tab, just like I was over here, but it still has my first page here, right? So here's what I'm going to recommend. Because this is a widget, right? It's an image. If I use the lasso tool and select all of it all the way around and then click delete, it's going to delete everything. I don't want to do that. So what I can do is turn images or toggle off image selecting with my lasso tool, and I can select all the way around, only because it is a little bit faster to do this than to go through and having to erase everything. So you would just have to turn your image, toggle your images off so that you can just select the handwriting and then go ahead and delete. Or if you added any text in there as well, you would, you would keep that on, right? So those are your options. But don't forget to turn it back on later. But of course, don't forget to come in and toggle it back on later. So now that I have my next page, I can go ahead and put page 2. So now I have my page 1, same tab 1, oops, and my page 2 on my tab 1. So this I can go ahead and label as my lesson planning section, right? Or I can come over to my widgets, and remember, I have some little labels here. I actually have a lesson. There is a little lesson planning icon right down here at the bottom, so I could very simply lasso that. Once I do it on one page, notice on the other page it's not there. So if I'm setting this up, it would be better to set it up in the very beginning with just these 8 pages, right? Or these 8 tabs that you have, and then you can just kind of lasso them all, select them, and start copying them on or pasting them onto the other pages. That way you already have them ready. And then whenever you make a copy, just like we did with this one over here, it already adds itself to it. So now you've seen the lesson planning one. You can do the exact same thing to these other options that you have for student conferences. These will be more of a half page. So if we go to the lasso tool here and I select it, again, let's say that that's going to be my second tab. If I paste this one down, this one is a bit more of a half a page right here, but 2 will fit. So I can always copy and paste this one. All right, so you can fit 2 here for those student conferences that you have. For the parent ones, that's a little bit different. They're a little smaller. You can actually fit 3. So let's say that I want that to be on this third tab here. Then really I can just kind of paste them as is, maybe make them a little bit bigger if I wanted to, and I can just keep pasting them. And if I really wanted to, once I have these, if I want to make them a little bit bigger, I can select all 3 at the same time. Oops. Resize. And then I can always copy. Oops, sorry. Copy and paste right here off to the side. So now I have my whole page, and I can always, once I fill in and I need another page, I can always do that. And that's where these labels kind of come in here. So I made these because I thought, well, this way if you wanted to have something kind of a little bit, you know, more of like a sticker or a label, then you have that option as well. Or instead of just kind of writing it in, but we can always just lasso all of this, kind of move it down a little, and then up here I can make them a little smaller, but that's where I can have my pages. And of course I can go in and write whatever it is that I need to write. And there are lines on these, so you can zoom in and you can kind of just fill in what you need to with those themselves. But I know on this you might not see them, but there are some lines there for you. And then of course you have a whole bunch of other widgets as well that are available here. Your lesson planning one, you have your, well, we talked about that, your PLC meeting section or lesson planning, and we have our paper. So this of course is where, let's say you just want to take basic notes that day. So just select it, copy, and let's go ahead and go over, I'll go to one of these ones towards the end. I will paste that, and I'm gonna get this to fit. And now I have my lined paper that I can write my notes on, and of course label the tab as I wish. And that's it. That's your basic overview. That's what makes this one more teacher friendly, where you have your different options over here and you can kind of just customize your planner to fit the needs that you have as a teacher, as an educator. It just gives you more control over what you want to do with your planner digitally. So if you do have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you. That's it for this tutorial. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.